We are going to be taking stuff that we've been talking about over the last couple of weeks and really tying it together and ultimately talking about decision making and how important all the other stuff that we've talked about is in regards to making appropriate decisions. So as you see, as we start up here, we have our frame. So when we are talking about serious choices, which you'll learn the definition of today, we are going to look at how we see that serious choice, and really that shows a lot of our character, how we see it, how we view it. Do we look at it in a positive or negative way? Do we look at what we can take away from it, or are we having a poor attitude and really already setting ourselves up for failure, which ultimately brings us to how we feel about it. Okay, and again, this brings in our character. So when we're showing how we feel and we really look at how we're going to make our decision of what we're going to do, which is the decision-making model, okay, does reflect what we get out of that situation. And what we get, again, brings us back up to how we see. So here is where we really get to look at ultimately what we've been talking about. Over here on your left, we have the steps to the decision-making problem, where we identify the problem, we look at what our choices are, we look at the consequences to each of those choices, we look at our character, okay, and we finally decide what are we going to do, okay, and then from what we get, we start to evaluate our decision, okay, and then we are going to talk about comfort zone a little bit as well, knowing that the biggest takeaway right now is doing what's easy, doing what's inside our comfort zone is not always the best choice for us or for those around us or even for our environment and community, okay. We sometimes have to make hard decisions and hard choices, right, in order to do the right thing.
So why do my choices matter? They matter for a lot of reasons, and we're going to talk about that today. The first quote I'm going to give you is something that I find to be pretty significant in make you understand how your character really does reflect on your decisions. So the quote says, and this is by Robert McKee, "True character is revealed in the choices a human makes under pressure. The greater the pressure, the deeper the revelation. The truer the choice to the character's essential nature." So I'm going to translate all this for you. True character is revealed in the choices a human makes under pressure. So as it says here, when you have to make a decision, people get to see the real you. Now, this isn't easy stuff. This isn't stuff that's inside your comfort zone. This isn't stuff that really you are influenced by others by. This is what is in your gut. The second section says the greater the pressure, the deeper the revelation. This means the more pressure you feel about that decision, the more your true colors are going to come to the surface. And then finally, the truer the choice to the character's essential nature, which means your final choice or decision is going to be what your true character is. So we are going to talk about the 6 pillars of character. This is similar to the stuff that we've talked about over the last couple days, but what you need to understand is that an individual's character represents a consistent pattern of behavior. And we're going to talk about this consistency in a little bit. So those 6 pillars are trustworthiness, respect, responsibility, fairness, caring, and citizenship. Trustworthiness is doing what you say you're going to do. Respect is treating others the way you want to be treated. Responsibility is being willing to face the consequences of your choices. So if you have made a bad choice, again, like we talked about before, that's okay to make bad choices and bad decisions sometimes. It's how you respond to it. Okay, what are you going to do now that you made that mistake, now that you've made that bad choice? Do you own up to it, or do you just get defensive and deny that it even happened? Fairness is acting in an honest way, so staying true, okay, and telling the truth, and not manipulating and taking advantage of other people. Caring is going above and beyond to help other people. And finally, citizenship. How are you going to behave and treat the areas around you as part of your community? And that community right now is your home. Your community is your neighborhood. Your community is Eastview High School. Your community is whatever city it is that you live in. Your community is living in this nation. Okay, so how are you going to behave as part of that community? What are you going to do to represent it well? So we are going to talk about 2 different types of choices. The first one is a simple choice. The simple choice, as it says in the top left there, do whatever you want to do. It's not going to affect things. And things that it's not going to affect when it comes to a simple choice is your best interest. Remember, the definition of best interest is things that are good for you, that are outside your comfort zone, things that are out here. Simple choices also do not affect your community or your environment. Simple choices do not affect your safety or the safety of others. Simple choices don't affect your health or the health of others. And simple choices don't affect your reputation or the reputation of others. And again, simple choices doesn't mean it's an easy choice. Okay, that's a different matter. So the examples we have here are choosing the ice cream that you want at Cold Stone. That's not always easy, okay, but it is simple. It doesn't affect, no one cares if you get vanilla or if you get chocolate. Whether you tie your right shoe or your left shoe first, okay? Whether you walk around with your hands in your pockets or outside your pockets, or how you wear your backpack. Are you a one-strap person or do you wear both straps over your shoulders? Where on the other hand, serious choices have a little bit bigger impact. Serious choices make you think before you act. Serious choices will affect your best interest, okay? If you choose not to take that hard class just because you're not sure you're going to get an A, even though it's something that you plan on studying in college, okay? Your best interest is to take that hard class. Your community or your environment. Are you choosing to volunteer in your community to make sure that everyone is going to be okay? Are you choosing to volunteer to do things around your home right now because it's hard for your parents when they're working out of their house? Number 3 is the safety for you or safety of other people, your health or the health of other people, or finally, serious choices do affect your reputation or the reputation of others. So the other 3 negative examples we have here is choosing to vape or choosing to stay away from it. Here we have bullying. Are you going to watch your friends or watch people bully other people and treat them poorly, or are you going to step up and do the right thing? And finally, how are you during competition? How are you towards your teammates? How are you towards the opposition? And how are you towards the officials? So we want you to ultimately make your own choices. There's no doubt that independence is a great thing. And when you are in a situation right now where you are in with your family all the time, okay, it'd be really nice to be able to make those own choices. However, in order to make your own choices, you have to consistently make smart decisions about these serious choices. Okay? And when you do that, 4 positive things happen. You earn your people's trust, you get to make your own choices more often, you're given more responsibility, and ultimately you start to feel good about it. So here we are going to start talking about the actual decision-making model. So over here on the left, we have this funnel. So we have this jumbled mess of what life is, okay? And when we put it into the decision-making model, it starts to come out much more organized. So there are 6 steps we want you to use when you make a decision for a serious choice. Remember that serious choice is things that affect you or those around you, or your community and your environment. And we also want you to follow the 6 pillars of character as you make your decision. So those 6 steps are right here. And as we talked about over here on the board, we want you to identify the problem. What is the serious choice that you have to make? Number 2 is list your possible choices. Number 3 are what are the positive and negative consequences? How is it going to affect you and other people? So that's the pros and cons list. And there are some people that love to write lists down. I am not a list person. Okay, I do like to go through things in my head. So when you're listing those positive, negative consequences, you have to go rather quickly sometimes, especially when you have a friend looking at you saying, hey, do you want to go to this party tonight? I need to know now. So sometimes this has to go rather quickly. Number 4 is consider your values and your character. Number 5, ultimately make your decision. And then number 6, how effective was that decision, and evaluate it and see how good it was for your best interest. We are going to go through this situation together. So again, here are the 6 steps to the decision-making model. And then we are not always going to know what to do. So here we go. I found out this week that my friends are sick of me. One of my friends told me that the people in our circle don't really like me anymore because of how I treat them. Yeah, I'm super sarcastic with them. I ignore them when they know they're talking to me. I laugh or make fun of them when they make mistakes. And I tell them not to talk to me when I'm in a bad mood. They should know that I'm joking most of the time, but they need to suck it up. But at the same time, my feelings are still a little bit hurt. So what is the problem? The problem is my friends don't like me right now. What are my choices? I can stay the same and say they need to be the ones that make the change. Maybe I go find a new friend group, or maybe I change what I'm doing. Positive, negative consequences, there are plenty of those. Okay, the positive consequences, if I just go find another friend group, is that I don't have to change, and that's easy. A positive consequence to just changing what I'm doing is that my friends are going to appreciate me more and respect me. Okay, but negative consequence for that is that it's really hard to do. It's really hard to change those habits. But what is the best thing for those people around me and for myself? So now that's where we have to look at our values and our character. Well, if I have positive character traits, I'm really looking at what's best for other people as well as me. Remember, I want to be the light in my people's world. Okay, so what is my decision? I don't know. That's up to you. What is your character telling you to do? And finally, what is your evaluation of that decision? Okay, what was in your best interest and the best interest of other people? Here, I'm going to be showing you guys a video on the marshmallow test. Some of you may have seen this before, but what you have to understand is that these kids in this video are battling a serious choice. And when you're this kid's age, and he's probably, what, 4 or 5 years old, this is a huge deal. This is a serious choice. We might look at it now at 14, 15, 16 years old and not think of it as a very big deal. But their problem is, do I eat the mallow now or do I wait 10 minutes and get a second marshmallow? So this video is a great demonstration of temptation and hope in being rewarded for a smart choice on a serious decision.
Okay, sit in that chair. All right, here's the deal. Marshmallow for you. You can either wait, and I'll give you another one if you wait, or you can eat it now. When I come back, I'll give you another one, so then you'll have two. But stay in here and stay in the chair till I come back, okay? All right. I'm gonna go do something and then I'll come back.
It smells yummy. It smells really good.
All right, so it's up to you. You can have it now or you can wait. Okay? I'll be back. Stay in the chair, okay? Okay. All right, so I'm gonna leave and then I'll come back, okay? So you can either eat it right now or you can wait. Either way, okay? Okay. How'd you do? Did you do good? You did?
Yeah.
You wanted to eat it, didn't you? Yeah. So did I tell you to give you another one? Okay, now you can have both. You need them.
Today, what you are going to be doing after this is that if you haven't already, please go take that Google survey that's posted on our calendar. And then also make sure you complete the notes check assessment in Schoology to check your understanding of what we just talked about. And tomorrow, what we're going to be doing is having a quick chat about the survey. And then you're going to reflect on some serious choices that you're forced to make during the stay-at-home order and during distance learning.